Which of the following devices or circuits changes an alternating current into a varying direct current signal? Okay, here I've brought one of those circuits back for you. It's called a rectifier, the device that changes the alternating current into a varying direct current. And here we have our transformer again. Here we have the thing that plugs in the wall. So we're going to plug this in the wall where we have alternating current. We have a transformer here that's going to change the voltage, either raise it or lower it, probably lower it. Here we have a diode. Now remember, a diode allows electrons to pass in only one direction. So here we're going to have electrons that are going back and forth, changing direction. We get over here and we no longer have electrons doing the backwards direction. They're all going one way. Okay, so this diode is also called a rectifier, and it changes the alternating current into a varying direct current signal. And then these devices over here help to smooth out that varying direct current signal and to regulate it. Okay, but the device that changes it from a alternating current to a varying direct current is a rectifier, which is another word for a diode used in this application. What best describes a relay? A relay is a switch controlled by an electromagnet. Here we have a switch, relay switch, and you can see it's just like those other switches. We have a lead that comes in here. This one is single pole double throw, isn't it? Okay, so I can connect it either to this circuit or to this circuit. But now instead of having something that I flip with my thumb or my finger, I have an electrical coil, a magnetic coil. Where's my cursor? There it is. A coil that will pull that over to there when I want it to change. Okay, and when it releases, it'll go back here. Okay, so it's a switch that is controlled by an electromagnet. That's called a relay. What type of switch is represented by item 3 in figure T2? Okay, here it is right here. And it's that simple on and off switch, isn't it? It's the single pole, single throw switch, a simple off and on like this one. Single pole, single throw. Which of the following can be used to display signal strength on a numeric scale? A meter can display signal strength on a numeric scale. What type of circuit controls the amount of voltage from a power supply? We use a regulator circuit to do that, and the regulator helps to keep the voltage constant coming out of the power supply regardless of the load on it. So if I have my radio transceiver hooked up to a power supply, it uses very little current when it is receiving. It uses much more current when it's transmitting. The regulator helps keep the voltage from changing when I change from the high current to the low current. So that I like to have a regulated power supply to keep that voltage constant, or as constant as possible. What component is commonly used to change 120 volt AC house current to a lower AC voltage for other use? A transformer can do that. A transformer can change the voltages of alternating current. Which of the following is commonly used as a visual indicator? It's an LED or a light-emitting diode. What of the following is used together with an inductor to make a tuned circuit? Here's a tuned circuit over here. And we have an inductor right here in our tuned circuit. The other thing necessary to make a tuned circuit is a capacitor. An inductor and a capacitor together make a tuned circuit. Now they're showing you a resistor here also, but the resistor doesn't actually have to be there as a separate component, because what they're representing here is the resistance that's offered by these various wires. So there's always resistance in the circuit, even if you don't actually have a resistor in there. But it's the capacitor and the inductor that make the tuned circuit. What's the name of a device that combines several semiconductors and other components into one package? It's called an integrated circuit, and they have them now that have thousands of semiconductor devices in a single small package. It's what's made our modern computer things, even the digital watch on your wrist has integrated circuits that have thousands of components in one small package. Integrated circuit. What is the function of component 2 in figure T1? Component 2 is that bipolar transistor right there, and we know that that can be used to control the flow of current in the circuit. What of the following is a common use for coaxial cable? To carry radio frequency signals between a radio and an antenna. And your coaxial cable is constructed somewhat like this. It's a wire that's down the center here. There is an insulator, and then there is a shield around the insulator, and then there's an outer sheath to protect the whole thing. Okay? It's called coaxial because the two conductors share the same axis. The same center axis of the cable is shared by both this and by the shield that's around the outside of it. Coaxial cable. Okay? And we'll be dealing with some more things about coaxial cable in later lessons.